So I'm back, everybody, with my second video / podcast. I'm Joel. This is my best friend, Alexa.
Hi.
I decided that for this video, we're going to do like a Christmas kind of theme. So we kind of like dug down kind of like the darker aspects of it and stuff like that. So not everything's going to be like holly jolly and like sugar plums and stuff like that, even though a lot of it is.
What even is a sugar plum? Is it like a fruit?
Okay,
or like...
I'm so glad that you asked that, okay? So I was just talking about this with my mom and I think it was my brother. So I looked it up, and apparently, let me look it up just to be double sure, but I'm pretty sure that a sugar plum is not an actual plum. It's like a bunch of like fruits and nuts like mashed together into like a ball, I think what it is.
Sounds disgusting.
It does sound disgusting, but because I always thought like when you're thinking about like, oh, they dreamed about sugar plums dancing in their heads, you're thinking about like sugared plums, and that doesn't sound that bad.
But how does a plum dance in your head anyway?
Okay.
Oh, sugar plum fairies, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah. Sugar plum is a traditional holiday confection, originally a seed, nut, or spice coated in hard sugar, similar to a Jordan almond or an M&M.
Okay, now it doesn't actually sound that bad.
It doesn't, but I probably just explained
Traditional
it.
holiday candy made of dried fruit, toasted nuts, and crunchy sugar. Like, I would eat that, maybe. I don't know.
But
how do I get
look
my
at the
hands on one?
picture. It kind of looks like it's made of styrofoam or something.
I don't know what kind of styrofoam you look at in your day-to-day life, but that doesn't look like styrofoam to me.
But I always thought that they were just like actual sugared plums, because I'm pretty sure like in some like Mexican grocery stores, like they have like candied fruits and stuff like that, and that's kind of like what I was thinking. But we kind of got off topic a little bit, which is fine, but it's still Christmas related.
Yeah, for sure.
Alexa did a little bit of research on
emphasis on a little bit.
What was it, the meaning?
Not even the meaning, just kind of like a little bit of the origins or like what Christmas is, I guess.
Because I feel like a lot of us forget that, well, now people think it's just like about gift giving, and they say that it's not about that, and it's always like about like the look, but not necessarily like where it came from, especially like when it comes to like decorating and stuff like that.
So obviously Christmas, we all know, is usually observed on December 25th. That date can vary depending on where you're at in the world, but typically it's sometime between like December 25th and January 7th, based off of whether you believe that Jesus was born on December 25th, or if you believe, well, we don't know what day he was born, but like we think he was baptized on this day, and this is the day that we celebrate. But typically, widespread, the traditional day to celebrate is on December 25th as the date that Jesus was born. So I guess there's kind of like a lead up to that celebration that they call like the start of Advent Sunday, or the first Sunday of Advent. It's like the first day of that period that leads up to Christmas for like the Christian calendar, which apparently varies from the regular calendar that we use today. But this also is where Advent calendars come from, because we know with Advent calendars, it's a lead up to Christmas. You open a new gift every day until you get to that last day before Christmas. So there is a Christian element and history to the Advent calendar. And I feel like a lot of people probably don't know that. So I found that interesting.
And that's what I was saying earlier too. Like we just forget about like where all these things come from. Because when you said Advent calendar, I'm just thinking like a little cardboard box, you know what I mean? And can we talk about how some of those are like a scam, and some of them are...
Most of them are a scam.
But like, I've seen like some of like the higher end ones, like I think like, after I worked for Dillard's, I don't know if it was Dillard's or if it was like Macy's or something, but they had like one that had like designer, like perfume. Obviously like they're small, you know what I mean? But like apparently like the value for like each item was like worth it in the long run. So some of those are pretty decent, but like if you're just doing like hot cocoa and socks, like you can just buy that on your own.
Right. I could get a 12-pack anywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of leaning back to what you were talking about when we started. Obviously, Christmas is a religious holiday. Like, we can't get past the fact it is a religious holiday. But it's one of those religious holidays that even people who aren't religious tend to celebrate. And it kind of makes you wonder why. Like, what is it about Christmas that people can, negate the fact that it is a religious holiday and still celebrate it as if it's not. Like, what do you think the reason is behind that?
I think it's like how I told you, like where they kind of like don't really think about like the origins, and they're just kind of like going with like the look and the feel of Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because like I don't know, I feel like after a certain amount of time, certain amount of years, people just kind of like, this is what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna like go along with it. But I guess it kind of also depends on like your religion too. Like some people don't celebrate Christmas at all.
True.
But a majority of them do. But I try not to say Merry Christmas anymore. I say Happy Holidays because I don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're more likely to still celebrate Christmas while not being religious than you are to celebrate Christmas while following a different religion.
Right.
Because different religions either have their own holidays for this time of year, or they don't. It's just something that they don't celebrate at all.
Yeah.
Gift giving, you brought that up earlier, is something I kind of have thought about a little bit differently this year than I used to. Just because, actually, my partner made me think of it a little bit differently, because I feel like so many people treat Christmas gift giving as like this giant, like as many presents as you can fit under the tree, like lavish gifts, crazy amount of stuff that we're giving to people. And I like this idea of like picking out one or two things for a person without a list, because to me, writing a Christmas list is kind of crazy. Like, I want this, and this. Here you go.
Yeah.
Where you like challenge people in your life to kind of come up with something to gift that they think it would be useful to you, that you would like, or just something that comes from their heart instead of it being like something that someone asked for, like just whatever's popular or whatever like that, like bringing a little bit more meaning into gift giving. So that is something that I'm trying to do this year, is making my gifts a lot more intentional rather than like commercial.
Right. And now that you bring that up, I was watching a video, I think it was on TikTok or on Twitter, where they were kind of saying that the Grinch wasn't really like the villain in the movie, because he was like saying, like when they were all crowded around, he's like, where do you think the gifts go? They all go in the garbage. Like, you guys are very wasteful. Like, it all comes to me. Like, you guys will use it for like a week and then you'll get bored of it and throw it away and it ends up in the trash. So it also has to do with like that whole like overconsumption aspect of it, and how I was like telling you like how companies kind of like use it to like cash in and stuff like that with like either like deals or like you know what I mean, or like the advent calendars, and there's not like a whole lot of thought behind it. So like when you're buying these things and you're trying to just go like with like quantity versus quality, that's where it starts to get like a little wasteful. Wasteful, and like forgetting like where all this came from, you know what I mean?
Like gift giving should be a sentimental thing. And I think a lot of people kind of lose sight of that a little bit. Another thing I kind of looked up the origins of, I didn't go deep into it, but I was just thinking about the Christmas tree and where that kind of began. It was actually first used by German Lutherans. And some people think that it was adopted from a pagan ritual, which I thought was interesting. The pagans would do tree worship surrounding the winter solstice. Winter solstice being like the shortest day of the year in the winter. So Christmas tree could actually have roots in paganism, which I think is really interesting. One thing I read said that there was a German missionary named is it Boniface? I didn't look up how to pronounce it, so if I butchered that, don't come for me. So he pointed out a fir tree and said it was more fitting to be a Christmas tree because of its triangular shape. He said it was pointing to heaven, and that's why that became like the symbolic tree of Christmas, and that like triangle shape that everyone kind of knows when they think of a Christmas tree.
That's kind of interesting because, like, me and my brother were talking. This kind of like trails off a little bit, but not too much. We're gonna go back into it. But we were talking about like the architecture of buildings, like in the past, especially churches, because they were like the roofs or like the steeple, like the churches, like pointed upwards. So that I never really thought about it that way, because I always thought it was like part of like pagan traditions. But it does make sense for him to say something like that, especially like when the architecture was similar in that way.
Another thing that I dove into a little bit was like traditional cuisine of Christmas. Like, do you have a traditional meal that you guys eat around Christmas?
Basically, I think it just boils down to like tamales and every once in a while they make pozole.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think so. No.
No.
I mean, like we mostly do that, but I'm trying to get my parents to like be more open to like traditional meals, not just like on Christmas, but like seasonal meals. You know what I mean? But they're very picky, especially my dad and my brothers. But they're opening up to it. But yeah, like that, I think it just kind of depends like where you come from culturally.
Yeah,
Because the food's
absolutely.
different for everybody.
Yeah.
But the food's good either way.
I can see that. Our Christmas meal, I feel like, is always very similar to whatever our Thanksgiving meal is. Minus, we don't usually do a turkey at Christmas. It's usually like chicken and other meats. One thing I saw was in Sicily, they have a traditional Christmas Eve meal of 12 kinds of fish, which I thought was interesting. UK, similar to a Thanksgiving meal, I would say here, turkey, goose, or a different large bird, gravy, potatoes, vegetables, sometimes bread, and cider. And they have some traditional desserts of a Christmas pudding, mince pies, fruitcake, which we all know about fruitcake, or a Yule log cake. Have you ever had fruitcake?
I have. I like it. I'm a fruitcake enjoyer. And a lot of people hate it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because like it's too dense or like the ingredients in it, but I like it.
I've actually
It's
never
very
had
sweet,
one.
though.
I've never had a fruitcake. I would be interested to try it. Like, I don't think I would turn my nose up at it. I would at least try it, but I feel like in so many like movies and popular culture and stuff, it's looked at as like this disgusting thing. And so I've never like really seeked it out because I was like, why would I want to seek out something that everyone thinks is gross?
I don't think it's bad, honestly. It's there's no, like it doesn't have like a weird taste. It's more like a texture thing. I think it's very very dense. So like a small piece is gonna be like good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you're not gonna want to get like a huge slice of like fruitcake. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's pretty decent.
Yeah, I've never had it. I don't know. What about eggnog? How do you feel about eggnog?
I like eggnog.
I can't get behind eggnog.
Is it too thick?
It's too thick. It's the texture for me. And then like this thought in the back of my head that's always saying, does this have raw eggs in it? My mom instilled in me from a very young age to never let a raw egg enter my body, like in any way, shape, or form. And I cannot, like, it still has stuck with me that the thought of there being uncooked eggs in something, I can't do it. I cannot do it. So traditionally, it's milk, cream, sugar, and whipped eggs. That's the traditional recipe of eggnog. Some people will add alcohol like brandy, rum, or bourbon.
I do like it with rum. It kind of like makes it so it's not as thick. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I kind of also feel weird about it too because I feel like the cream would curdle, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what my thought process is.
Like, I've made it before. Like what I did was like I think I just like mixed it gradually.
Okay.
And then kind of hope for the best. But I don't know. Like I just feel like I wouldn't want to drink a whole lot of it if it has like rum or something. Because like your stomach is gonna.
That's a lot. That's a lot to ask of my digestive system. Like I already put it through its paces every day. I don't know.
So imagine like eggnog and alcohol mixed together.
I'm lactose intolerant, even though I act like I'm not. So, like, I shouldn't even be considering trying eggnog, but I don't know.
So, I wanted to get into, like, the darker aspects of Christmas because I wanted to see, like, if it was just, like, all, how would I explain it? Like, just, like, happiness and cheer and stuff like that. Because I feel like a lot of stuff gets hidden, like, with, like, origin stories and, like, why things are the way that they are. And there are, like, a few things. It wasn't, like, a whole lot, but one of the things that I kept thinking about is like that one song that says that they'll tell scary ghost stories about Christmas long ago. And the only ghost story that I could think of was like the Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
But I also did some other research and they also had like, depending, this is in German too.
Okay.
So it's Krampus.
A lot is from German origins, which is interesting.
Everybody was always talking about like Santa Claus, right? Or like St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
So apparently he visits children with St. Nick on the night of December 5th, I think it is, or the 6th. So the whole thing with him was that people saw St. Nick because like he would be giving like the good kids gifts and stuff like that. They didn't believe that he could be like one to like give out gifts and punish at the same time, you know what I mean? So they needed the bad guy,
sure,
for like a better term. So this is where it kind of gets crazy. So Krampus would punish children using birch rods. And I looked up into like birch rods and stuff like that because there was like a little link like for Wikipedia and stuff like that to like trail off a little bit because it always leads to like a rabbit hole. But these birch rods were also used in prisons. So, so just because it's called a birch rod doesn't mean it's a birch rod. They also use like different like types of wood and like they would like put them together and stuff like that. But apparently like they were very painful and they had like, I guess like they called it like I think it was like a seating horse or something like that. Basically, like to like bend the person over and like,
oh my god,
like beat them with it.
This was reminding me of like the Switch.
Yeah,
like go break a stick off a tree and swat your kid with it.
But Krampus was there to punish the bad kids, and he's like not perceived. He was depicted having like a wooden basket or like a sack on his back.
Okay,
so he can carry children away to be drowned, eaten, or transported to hell, and. I think, okay, so this might sound kind of crazy, but I feel like that might not be a bad idea. Maybe not that dark to use as a concept because, like, when you tell, like, a kid, oh, I'm going to tell Santa that I should bring you coal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're being bad or you're being naughty and stuff like that. I don't think that instills enough fear in them to act good this entire year. Because, like, when they would have, like, these, like, parades or celebrations, they would have, like, a guy dressed up like Campus. like Krampus. And he's basically depicted, like, as almost like a devil, like horns and, like, fur and, like, a tail and, like, a forked tongue and stuff like that. So I feel like having that visual where this kid's like, oh, man, like, if I don't behave, like, he's going to take me away and eat me. Because I feel like that's a little bit more scarier than being like, I got no presents for the year. You know
right,
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then apparently every year there are arguments during Krampus runs. I guess like some spectators took revenge because like when they're doing the parade, like some of the Krampus guys like will be holding like whips or birch rods and they'll hit some of the spectators. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So some of the people take revenge. So like these things are still happening, but apparently in 2013, after several camp. Why did you say Krampus? After several Krampus runs in the East, a total of 8 injured people, mostly broken bones, were admitted into the hospital.
Broken bones?
Because they were taking revenge on Krampus for like getting like whipped by him. They were admitted into the hospital, and over 60 other patients were treated on an outpatient basis.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I feel like hitting people was a little overboard.
Like, the stick should just be scary enough. Like, maybe let's not actually hit people with it.
But apparently, like, I was looking into it, but I guess they used to hit children, too. But, like, I feel like that's, like, a little too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
2013 wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. That's more recent than when this MacBook was manufactured.
But apparently, Krampus celebrations are growing in America, and I didn't really know that was a thing.
Oh, and I didn't either.
That's kind of like what I was saying. Like, I feel like it needs to make a comeback because these children are acting crazy and crazier, like every single year.
I feel like Elf on a Shelf kind of does that a little bit.
You think so?
Because not to that extent, obviously.
Well, I'm not saying they need to be like beating on these kids.
Right. But like, I know I don't have any kids. I don't do Elf on a Shelf, but I do have some friends who do Elf on a Shelf. And sometimes like these kids, like a lot of these kids take it seriously. So like when the elf is like, hey, you've been naughty. And like, I know one day she put a monster outfit on her elf and wrote the little note that said, I'm wearing my monster outfit today because the kid's name has been a monster lately. And the kid was like, oh my God, I need to be careful because the elf is mad at me.
I also think it's important too for adults because it kind of ties in to like, kind of like I said earlier, like how you kind of forget not just about like the origins of Christmas, but like how you are like as a person in general.
Yeah.
Like going back to like the ghost story with like Scrooge and stuff like that. Like he was just like very like cheapskate, like very like cold, very evil. And it's just crazy that it took for him to like be like shook, you know what I mean, by 3 ghosts to be like, hey, like you're literally wasting your life away, like being evil and mean and stuff like that. And this is like what's going to happen to you if you don't stop. I don't know. I think it's just very American for them to take whatever they want to make it look cute.
Yes,
for their own benefit and stuff like that. But apparently they still make like postcards like in different countries, like with him, with Krampus. Yeah. And like he'll have like children in his little bag and like they'll have like little funny poems, I guess.
This is reminding me of the Office episode where Dwight dresses up as Belschnickel.
What is that?
It's like, I feel like it's like a Krampus figure, but it's called Belschnickel, and it's also a German, Pennsylvania, Dutch Christmas figure.
Okay.
So, like, that area of Pennsylvania that has a lot of German and Dutch influence and people. But it says it's from German folklore, related to St. Nicholas, but rougher, often accompanied by Black Peter or just a switch.
Uh-huh.
Same idea, dressed in furs, ragged clothes, carrying a sack and a switch. Judges if people are impish or admirable, naughty or nice, right?
Yeah.
Hits the impish people with the switch, rewards admirable ones with treats.
I think I remember that episode.
It's kind of that same idea of Krampus, though.
Yeah.
But he was both sides. You have Belschnickel, and he's giving the naughty and the nice,
Yeah.
So it's like almost more of a Santa Claus than specifically someone who is there for the naughty people. But I don't know. I mean, I don't see that as negative, but
Right.
can we really judge whether someone is naughty or nice? How do we judge that?
I guess we can't. I was also like, I think it was like a month ago, we were watching The Christmas Carol, and it's just like crazy to me because like if you look at like stores and like malls, like they don't decorate like how they used to. Like the lights were like so like pretty.
Yeah.
I think like Chick-fil-A is the only place that like
Chick-fil-A loses their minds at Christmas.
But like when I was watching this movie, I was looking at everything's like so beautiful, like, and there was like people like singing and stuff like that, like caroling.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to like how we don't like do stuff like that anymore. I think it's crazy because like I feel like it's important like culturally to like keep these traditions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the streets, like hardly anything's decorated. Everybody's like in a bad mood. Like if you go shopping, like everybody's like wanting to fight each other and stuff like that. And like I said, like you're kind of like forgetting about like the origins of everything. And I told my mom like nobody goes caroling anymore and stuff like that. It's kind of sad when you think about it because everything used to be so.
Yeah. I would love a caroling troupe. Like, are you kidding me? That would be so fun. But people would probably look at you like you're crazy if you came and knocked on your door and started trying to sing a song to them
like,
nowadays.
We don't got no money.
Like they would shoot you for being on their porch. It's we've gotten so far away from that.
So I looked up caroling too, and I guess like part of the reason that they stopped is because I guess carolers would demand like alcohol, and if you didn't provide alcohol, then they would like curse or like hex your house.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of carolers were these?
Not just that, but like I guess people would get too drunk and rowdy and stuff like that, like on the streets. So like the church tried to, I think it was the church at least, they tried to like kind of like okay, like we need to stop doing this because it's not working out. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I get sad like when I watch like movies like Home Alone or the Christmas Vacation movie because everything is just like so lit up and decorated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it feels like warm, and then you just like look around now, and everything's just
it's few and far between. There are still people who put lights up and stuff, but it is so few and far between.
I think we probably just have to like not convince people, but kind of like be like, hey, like I'm decorating my house. Like, are you going to be decorating? You know what I mean? Like, kind of like making them like want to decorate.
Yeah. Because
like my mom, I think it was like last year we didn't hardly decorate at all. Like we had like a tree up, and I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah. But
then, like, this year, I don't know what happened, but my mom was like, hey, like, I really want to put up a tree. I want to put up lights outside. And I was like, what happened? This was like, in September, she was talking about this.
She was excited.
Yeah, and then, like, I think part of it has to do with, like, working retail because the holidays were always just, like, something that I dreaded. But, like, after I quit Target, I was like, you know what? Like, yeah. And I never really understood it because, like, before, like, I didn't want anything to do with that type of thing until, like, December at the latest. But, like, we were, like, already decorating, I think, like, in November. Yeah. And
I used to be one of those people who put up my tree November 1st.
Really?
Like, that was, period. It's officially Christmas season.
Is your tree up right now?
It's not. I don't have any decorations up.
Really?
No.
Are you good?
Sometimes I wonder because, like...
You know Christmas isn't, like, in 11
Well,
days.
here's the thing. I live by myself.
Okay.
So, like, if I decorate, I'm only decorating for myself, which is fine, but, like, then I have to move stuff around. I put my tree skirt up, and my dogs get hair all over it, and I'm constantly having to vacuum up the little things from the trees. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, is it worth it for me to do all of this just for me to be the only person to see it and then take it down? like in a few weeks.
I guess that makes sense. But I always thought, like, I don't know, for me, like, I think it would be nice, you know, just like see that type of thing and just be that in type of environment.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I definitely see the perks to it, and I'm definitely not knocking anyone who lives alone and does decorate, because maybe it does brighten your mood, and maybe I could use some of that to brighten my mood this time of year, because, like, and you said, people get rowdy this time of year for sure.
But I just think it's, like, nice because, like, years past, I was pretty much like the Grinch, you know what I mean? Because my friend Alyssa, she'll probably watch this or listen to this podcast, but she'd be like, oh my God, like, I'm going to put my Christmas tree up, like, November 1st, like, or probably before that, because she's a weirdo. But, but, like, I'd just be like, why? Like, put that shit up in December, you know what I mean?
Oh
like, when it's actually Christmas time. But, like, now, this time, I actually kind of get it, because, like, I'm not working retail, like, I'm kind of happy with my life, and I'm just kind of like... And they're like, did your heart grow or something? And I was just like, yeah, I think it did. Like, I feel, like, warm about it and happy.
Did one of the ghosts come visit you and tell you that you needed to care about the spirit of Christmas again?
Maybe. Maybe it's, like, a dream that I don't remember having. I just woke up like, I need to start decorating for Christmas. Something needs to change, because I've been trying to, like, do more... like holiday themed stuff. Like I just went to the Nutcracker Ballet.
Yeah.
That was really good. If you haven't seen it, you need to go.
I went last year, actually. It was fun, yeah.
But I think like doing stuff like that, it's kind of like having me remember it sounds really bad to say, but kind of like Scrooge, like where he had that like epiphany, like where he needs to like change his life. Yeah. I'm not really worried about like what's gonna happen to me like after I die, because like, you know what I mean? But just like I'm thinking about like, okay, not just me and my family, but like other people too. Like I need to start being nicer to everybody, you know what I mean? Because like it's not really that serious.
Yeah. Put the energy out into the world that you want to receive into your life. That has been my theme for this last quarter of this year. For sure. It's just putting good energy into the world. It's so easy, so easy to be negative, and it's so hard to be positive. And I just want to put good energy out into the world, and whatever comes back to me, comes back to me. But at least I know that I was doing my part in spreading positivity.
Not just that too, but like I was telling my mom too that like I'm thinking about, well, I even asked her too, like we should probably like be more involved with the community and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because I feel like going back to like the whole Christmas thing, like we're losing that, especially with the sense of community. Mm-hmm. This kind of goes back to like Halloween a little bit, but like you don't really see trick-or-treaters anymore. And apparently like kids going trick-or-treating was like a sign that like you trusted your community, you know what I mean? And you could trust your neighbors and stuff like that, but you don't really see that anymore because hardly anybody like trusts anybody now. No. Not to say that like, I mean, I know like the world is kind of like in a dark place right now, but like it's kind of like what you said, like put the energy out, because if you start doing things, then somebody else is going to be inspired to be like, hey, like maybe I should contribute to the community. And then I feel like after a certain point, then maybe we can get Christmas to like how it used to be. Yeah.
Christmas used to be one of my favorite holidays as a kid, and not just because of the gifts, but just like that sense of community and belonging, and like looking forward to the new year, and just spending time with family and chatting and reminiscing and laughing. Like it's just always had that positive memory for me. And especially since losing some of those like pillars in my family, like my grandfather was like our patriarch and he passed away a few years ago. We've been struggling to keep that same energy around the holidays, but we're trying our best for sure to keep that spirit going. And just remembering why we all get together all the time. You know? It's not about gifts. And we used to do a Secret Santa gift exchange every year. We don't even do a gift exchange anymore. We literally just get together, eat a meal, and spend time together. And it's great.
Yeah. And I feel like that's just like, even for me, like I don't really care about gifts anymore. You know what I mean? Because like I'm an adult now. Like if I want something, I'm just going to go out and buy it. Yeah. Like my main thing is just like, I want to see my family. Mm-hmm. I want to like have fun and laugh, like you said. Yeah. And that's like the most important thing. Because like even with like birthdays and stuff like that, like I'll have family be like, oh, Joelle, like I can't get you a birthday gift this year. I'm like, I really don't care. I was like, I just want to see you. I just want to hang out.
Yeah. Speed round, naughty and nice list, celebrity edition. So my first one's Cynthia Erivo.
I'm going to say nice.
I'm also going to say nice. I love her.
Me too. I feel
like she embodies exactly what I want to embody, which is just positivity spreading. Mm-hmm. Like she just wants everyone to be happy. She wants everyone to win. She wants everyone to succeed. She wants everyone to feel comfortable in who they are. And I just love that about her.
And I feel like So a lot of people like don't like her, and I don't understand why. And I think it's because the relationship she has with Ariana Grande. But what I don't think people realize is that they're only seeing part of their lives, and they're only seeing what is allowed to be seen.
Right.
Because everybody has struggles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure like Ariana is dealing with a lot like personally, and Cynthia is like being that person in her life where she's like being supported. Because like just because you're famous doesn't mean you have like a bunch of people like surrounding you with support. I'm sure she does, you know what I mean? But I'm sure she's probably had some similar things happen in her life where they're kind of like connected, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're there for each other. So I think they're both very nice. She's definitely like a very sweet person. I want to meet her.
I do too. I would really, really, really want to read her book that she came out with too, because it seems like it's something that would resonate with me. I can't remember exactly the title of it, but I know the subtitle is something like "For every person who's ever been told they're too much."
Oh.
And I feel like that really resonates with me. So I do want to go out and read that book, and
okay, so I definitely need to read that book
me a
too.
little bit. Yeah. I feel like that's both of us for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you go next.
Sabrina Carpenter.
I guess
I'm gonna say nice.
I'm gonna say nice, but mostly because I don't follow her that closely. But yeah, let's go nice for Sabrina Carpenter. Let's go nice.
I feel like, okay, so I'm saying nice because a lot of people are also hating on her just because she's doing like what she wants to do. And I feel like, especially with like her latest album, like the cover image for it, and then like a lot of like the visual she does, she's not as modest with her outfits, you know what I mean? And
no one likes to see a child star actually embrace their sexuality.
Not just that, but like I feel like people get mad and they're like, well, there's children at your concerts. Like I feel like the stuff that she's singing about, like there shouldn't be children at that concert, you know what I mean?
Right.
I feel that's like the parents that are not like looking or like listening to like what their kids are listening to, and they're just like upset that they're going to an adult concert, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say nice.
Okay, I have Ariana Grande next, which you already said you think they're both nice, Cynthia and Ariana. I'm going naughty for Ariana.
Really?
I'm going naughty. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that I guess part of it resonates, part of her journey kind of resonates with me a little bit, because there's like the whole thing with like the SpongeBob actor, I can't remember. When I was going through my 20s, I did some stuff I was not proud of, and I would have put myself on the naughty list at that time. And just because you're going through some stuff doesn't absolve you of your actions, and that's why I feel like I still have to kind of put her on the naughty list. I don't think she can redeem herself. Everyone, I think, is redeemable. Yeah. But she's naughty for me.
Is it about like, the whole like cheating allegation thing?
Partially, yes.
Because I think she like eventually talked about it, and it was like debunked that like it was none of the stuff that was like being said was actually true. But I could be wrong though, because she could just be like trying to save herself. You know what I mean? Because right now, like I love Ariana, but like she has had like these what do you call it, like eras in a way, like where she has like a different look or a different way that she sounds when she speaks and stuff like that. And right now she has like the very like sweet, like innocent, like oh my god, you know what I mean? Which I think is really pretty and cute, and also like, but also like she could be trying to protect that image, you know what I mean? Right. But like I said, like I don't know her personally, and she could be dealing with stuff. We don't
know any of these people personally.
We don't. But she could be lying. She it could be true. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't really know.
Right.
So I guess we're going to be torn on that one.
That's fine. Who's next?
Beyonce.
I'm going naughty for Beyonce.
Really?
I'm going naughty.
I'm going to say nice.
Okay. Why do you think nice?
So the celebrities that we named so far, I just think they're all getting hate for no reason. You know what I mean? It's like you said, like she's done stuff like in the past that's like kind of crazy, and like that doesn't really like her being younger doesn't like really count as an excuse, because everybody's redeemable. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she's just doing the best she can. You know what I mean?
I feel like I would love to see Beyonce truly embrace just being who she is. I feel like she really, really relies heavily on her persona, like a public image that she wants to put out into the world. And I feel like no one outside of people who are in her immediate circle is ever truly going to know who she is. And I think if she would just let her hair down, so to speak, and just exist as a flawed human, I feel like I would respect her so much more.
That makes sense. I can see that because she gives off this vibe. But I also don't really know her, but it's just like based off like seeing her and like, you know what I mean? That she tries to like have everything be perfect. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people see it that way. Like they kind of like buy that illusion, like where everything, she has her whole life together.
Right.
Like everything's perfect. Like not a hair's out of place. But I don't think that necessarily, for me personally, I don't think that would counter as like naughty. You know what I mean? But I guess
that depends on your definition of what naughty and nice is for you too. Like for me, if I have some issue with something, then that puts them naughty. But like not to say you don't deserve any happiness or gifts this year, but just like, you know, a fun version of it. I have Jonathan Bailey next. He's forever on my nice list, mostly because he's so nice to look at.
I agree with that one. I'm going to say nice too. I don't think I've ever heard anything bad about him, but I didn't know about him until I think it was Bridgerton.
Yeah.
And I saw him and I was like, oh my God, who is that?
Gorgeous!
No, literally.
Yeah, always nice. And let me just not get into Wicked for Good and like throw out spoilers in case there's anyone out there who hasn't seen it yet. But like in that movie, that really solidified his like God tier status for me.
I hear like in real life he's like a really nice person.
He seems like it.
Sweet.
Just watching interviews and stuff, he definitely seems like it. Who's your next?
Okay, the next two are going to be crazy. Nicki Minaj.
Naughty, period.
I'm going to say naughty too. Now, if there's any Barbs listening, I just want to say I'm also a Barb. I love her to death. But lately she's been saying like a lot of crazy things. I don't know if you saw like the whole like Twitter argument she had with Cardi B. And some of the stuff she said on there, like you really, I don't even know if you can redeem yourself from that, because the thing with Nicki is I feel like she feels like she has to protect her title or her crown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
nobody else can be in the spotlight. And she's always saying that she's putting girls on rap game and she's doing this, and this, and she's open to like competition or like
lies.
I think it's a lie. And I feel like if anybody like gets like a shred of like visibility or like they become popular, then she just gets like very like up in arms. You know what I mean? Love Nicki though, but I can't keep defending her.
Oh, she's got some really controversial takes on some things.
On Twitter, she's been like, I think either tweeting or like reposting like very like Republican and like MAGA stuff.
Yep. Gavin Newsom, who is running in the 2028 presidential race, is in support of trans youth, and she kind of slammed him for being in support of that, which, I mean, I guess, Nicki, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, but that puts you on the naughty list for me.
And then also, like, another thing, like, with that is, like, her husband. So you can't really slam somebody for something like that when your husband got a lot of things he got to work through.
Moving on. Taylor Swift. Naughty or nice?
Naughty.
Naughty? Okay. I'm going to go naughty as well. Mostly because I'm still mad that she was my Spotify top artist.
You're still mad about that?
I'm still mad about that. And I'll never not be mad about that.
I think the problem with Taylor is she's kind of similar to Nicki Minaj in the way that she has to push out like 20 million like album variants, and here's another like deluxe album with like a voice note, and then a different album with a different voice note. And this could just be a coincidence, but apparently when Billie Eilish released Hit Me Hard and Soft, I think it was like either the day before or the day of, she released another like 2 variant albums on the same day. And people on Twitter like kind of noticed, and they're like, you literally can't have this girl, like let this girl have her like her one chance in the spotlight. Not one chance, but like her chance in the spotlight. Because you literally keep releasing things like every other day. You know what I mean? And she can't have this. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I think it's a cash grab. Also, she frames it as, oh, I want to do all this stuff for my fans. I want to support my fans. I want to give my fans what they want. I'm doing all of this for them. Then why are you releasing all of this different stuff separately and charging full price for every single little thing that you do? Like, if this was truly for your fans and wasn't a cash grab, release it all, put one price on it that's reasonable, or
don't release so much little stuff. Put it on a website where people can go to this website and look at all this cool stuff and enjoy it without having to spend their hard-earned money on every single little blip of a thing that you decide to put out. Like, it doesn't have to be that big. If you're doing something for your fans, why does it have to be nickel and diming them on every single thing that you put out?
I think that, and also, like, it kind of makes it so that you're not excited for, like, the next thing, you know what I mean? Because if you just keep pumping out content, then there's no hype, you know what I mean? If you're constantly getting fed different things and different albums and, like, promotional, like, videos, memos, whatever, like, you're not going to be excited for, like, the next big thing. Like, for example, like, Rihanna hasn't released an album since, like, what, 2013?
Forever ago, yeah.
Like, 30 million years ago. But that's the thing. Like, if she decides to release an album, it's gonna like make the whole world blow up, you know what I mean? Because like she literally built up the hype for that long. If she decides to release anything at that point.
Speaking of Billie Eilish, she's next on my list.
She'll always be nice.
I know.
I'm gonna say nice.
I know. I'm gonna say nice too. I just feel like she just has good vibes.
She does.
Like, I just don't feel anything problematic towards her. Like, I just feel like she has good vibes.
Not just that, but she also voices her opinion like on different things where other celebrities are kept quiet or they don't want to.
Because they're so scared to ruin their image, yeah.
My last one is Cardi B.
Cardi. I feel like I'm just always going to love Cardi's messy self.
Me too. And going back to like the whole like argument that she had with Nicki, I'm going to say she's nice because I'm pretty sure Nicki was the one who first started attacking her and she was defending herself.
Nicki can't see any other female rapper succeed. She just can't. She just can't.
Cardi did say some things that were kind of crazy, but I feel like she was provoked. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not to say that she was like in the right for being provoked and then like lashing out. You know what I mean? Because she did say some crazy things. But other than that, I'm just gonna say she's nice. She's funny. Her music is good.
She's not afraid to collaborate with other female rappers.
Yeah.
See Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I love those two together.
I'm gonna say nice.
Me too. I got my boy Luigi Mangio.
That one's going to be a crazy one. Okay, so let me make sure my camera's not going to fall down. Because my camera fell last time.
This is a cancelable one for us, I feel like.
It is, but like, I feel like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because like, I'm going to say nice. Because, I don't know. Okay. I don't think what he did was right, but I was telling my mom that, like, if this didn't happen, then things wouldn't be changing the way that they are. Because I think going back to the first video that I made with you, some of the insurance companies, I think one of them was, like, they were looking at their policies and they kind of, like, took something back and they were just like, oh, like, that didn't, like, we didn't mean to, like, put that in there, so we're going to, like, draw it back. And I think that's the only reason is because this happened. Because, like, what do you mean? Like, they knew exactly what they put out, you know what I mean? And I feel like somebody, like, being killed, like, unfortunately, like, changed, like, their mindset because I think, like, a lot of, like, insurance CEOs and stuff like that, like, took off their names and, like, their photos from, like, their website because they don't want to be targeted next.
Yeah.
Which I kind of feel is kind of bad in a way because, like, if you're having to go that far, then you have to look at your company and be like, okay, well, like, what are we doing wrong? We're probably, like, screwing over the people who are paying us, like, for insurance and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you're doing the right thing, then what's there to hide? You know what I mean? He didn't go out and, like, kill this guy just because
he felt like it.
Because he felt like
yeah.
it. Like, he shouldn't have killed him, no, but it also, like, changed things. And I told my mom, I guess, like, I looked this up, like, a while ago. And when it came to, like, peaceful protests and stuff like that, like, things did change. But, like, when it came to, like, violence, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not saying go out and, like, start doing crazy things because I don't think that's the right way to do it. But unfortunately, like, when violent protests do happen, things change a lot quicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Not just quicker, but, like, immediately, kind of, in a way.
I'm going to put my boy Luigi on the naughty list. I have to. Not...
Wait, did I say naughty or nice?
You said nice.
But then I took it back, right?
No, you got to nice. I gotta put him on naughty because if he did what he's being accused of, I can't put someone on the nice list for murking someone. I can't. But I can understand why he felt like that was his only choice in that moment.
Because I think, did you see that video of him, like, when they had him in cuffs? I think he's either going to the courtroom or somewhere, and he said that the media was, like, lying to us, and, like, that the people have, like, a right to, like, know and stuff like that. I do think that he had the right idea, but not the right
Execution. For lack of a better word. Yeah, and it's not funny to laugh about someone's death. Sure. But I don't feel like I'm laughing about the fact that this person died. It's more so like it's crazy that this is what the world has come to. That like all you can do is just laugh at it. It's like
because like you're just kind of thinking like, okay, like we pretty much like saw everything up until this point, like nothing else is gonna like phase us, you know what I mean?
Right.
So and then like we're always proven wrong. Like the next crazy thing's gonna happen, and like what the hell, you know what I mean? You'll turn on the news and like something else is gonna happen.
Right. And it's not the first time. Like it's not like this is so new. I mean, look at Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Like this is something that people have been doing for so long in America when they don't agree with people's method of doing things.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's crazy that someone lost their life. And this is a way that Americans have been protesting for a long time. And that does not make it right. And sometimes the ends justify the means. I mean, I don't know.
I just think there needs to be like some sort of change on both sides, like our side and also like people who are higher up in power.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have like this whole thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we can't just go around assassinating everyone because we don't agree with what they're saying. And also the fact that for some things to change, it takes getting to that level. It should never take getting to that level. Like, how do we look at these problems and affect a real change without having to bring it to that level? That's the real question, and probably one that we'll never have a solution to.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it feels like the people who are in power are staying in power and they just keep getting more power. This is good. I feel like even though we had like one main topic, we did trail off a little bit towards the end, but that's fine. If you're watching, please like and subscribe. If you're listening, please subscribe. Thank you for listening or watching, or if you did both. Do you want to put your handle for anything, like Instagram or?
Instagram is where I'm trying to head to. I'm trying to get out of Facebook. Instagram, I'm at Lexa90, Lexa90. If you want to follow me.
Like I said, thank you for watching. Follow Alexa. And I'll see you guys in the next video or podcast, whatever you're doing. Bye.
Bye.